Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range.
What is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today is a good day. Bitcoin is finally making a move after that big pullback. We got the bounce we were looking for after all that liquidity got cleared out. And, you know, we got a lot to look at on the charts. But I'm going to go ahead and get over to our first story. And let's check this out. The first thing we got up here, and of course it doesn't want to show up, but don't you worry, I'm going to clean that up real quick here. And give me 1 second. Windows. There we go. There it is. All right. So just then, Vladimir Putin signs a law legalizing cryptocurrency mining in Russia. So, you know, it's one little piece of bullish news. I'm not going to say this is going to change the world here for the cryptocurrencies, because we have been, you know, we've had more and more bullish news. We just got news that China also was mining in the background, even though they said it was outlawed. Here we find out it wasn't, and they're actually one of the biggest miners. So, you know, it's just another little piece of bullish news that we can kind of hang our hats on. And let's get over to the chat real quick, because I haven't really called you guys out. It looks like you guys are just starting to flow in here, and it looks like Harp's in the chat. Eric Ballin Walden, Retro Mike Tech, hello sir, how you doing? Warrior 4588, howdy TradeFly, what's going on my dude, how you doing? And Eric Wallet, my boy Pooty Poo. Oh man, trying to work some issues here. Got some technical difficulties with FD White. Let's see if we can actually get him up right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the Duo cam. I got to make one little adjustment here on my stream deck. Got the Duo. Let's see here. There he is. We got him, my man FD White, looking clean. How you doing, man?
Good, good, man. How am I looking, man? A little better?
Yeah. No, you're looking good, man. Sound pretty good. I think we can do this.
Okay, yeah, my bad, man. I was out doing some other stuff, but I can't miss this. We got a lot to talk about, man. What about that bounce?
Dude, I kept saying I'm bullish. You know, I'm gonna throw that one at Piper though, man. I kept telling him, I was like, short term, I'm bullish. Short term, I'm bullish, man, because we cleared out that liquidity. I think that was so important, was to come down, the maker get that liquidity, and now that's gone. It's not even a thought anymore. It's gone. We kept bullish structure. I was like, short term bullish until we break that structure. There's nothing that's going to push me in a different direction, because we didn't have a major catalyst for downside movement. The only thing that we really could say is macroeconomics. All right. There was other external factors to cryptocurrency that were pulling it back. So for me, like I went in and I told you guys, like I had limit order set. I was waiting for that day that it came down. I went in hard in the paint, and now it's paying off pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. My account looks pretty good after today. So, you know, for me, you know, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to keep seeing some up and right movement. How about you, man? Did you make any plays?
Popcat. You already
My
know.
man, it's,
Popcat, man. Hey,
he's popping the
I'm
popcat.
a one-hit wonder right now. I'm a one-hit
Yeah.
wonder, man, Popcat. I am waiting for some confirmation on Ondo. We did break out of this resistance that I was looking at on Ondo. I posted on Twitter or X earlier talking about this 74, 75 cent area for Ondo. So we broke out of that. So I'm waiting on a few more candles to close before I get a little bit more confident to go long.
Okay, yeah, right on, man. Right on. Eric Wallen said, I was bullish too. I believe you, man. Eric Wallen. We got Archbit in the chat as well. Caffeinated Crypto with a deuce. How you doing, man? Just want to say what's up. So let's go ahead. I got to roll into the next thing we got here. We got a little bit of FUD, of course. We got to bring those to the table as two, or bring those to the table too. And let's go ahead and bring those up right now. All right. First up, we got to talk about U.S. credit card debt reaches all-time high of 1.14 trillion. So that is not good news in terms if you want to start having those discussions of a recession. That is probably a little bit why we're hearing that word come up again. On top of other things, job numbers were actually poor here recently. The housing market is starting to pull back a little bit. There's a lot of external factors right now that we have to think about and take into consideration. The other thing is Donald Trump came out and he said we're close to the 1929 crash, a depression, and a new world war. So those things all in conjunction could be a catalyst for a pullback. There's no doubt about that. And, that's just things that we have to keep in the back of our mind. But that's why it's important to have those levels and those limits, already ahead of time that we can pounce, right? Because I remember me and FD sitting on here when it all pulled back. What do we say? It was time to feast, and that's,
Time to feast.
personally, that's what I did. All right. So, there's a couple little things in news for you. What do you think, man? I mean, the World War stuff like that might come to fruition. It's never been closer. I can tell you that. I mean, the stuff that I'm seeing from my side of the house is I can co-sign. Like it's stuff is popping off with PopCap, baby. It's happening.
Yeah,
We don't hear
I
about it
mean,
all. But what do
yeah,
you think,
yeah.
man?
I mean, he's gonna say whatever he can to make the current administration look bad. But it's true. It is true. So we cannot take this with a grain of salt. Um, I, you know, I look back 4 years ago or when he was in office, and I look back to now. It was a little bit different, but it was different times too. We had the pandemic, which kind of changed the whole landscape of the world. So, what I'm doing right now, I'm cautious. I'm cautious, and I made a video over on my channel talking about be very, very cognitive of these huge price swings because of the uncertainty in the markets, the uncertainty in the world. I think it's just going to continue. I think it's going to be up and to the right, when you zoom out. But these little blips, we went from what 70K to 48K all last week, and then back to like, welcome to crypto, man. This is why we
Yeah,
love it. This is
it's
why we
a
love
little
it, man. This is
volatility's
why you
back.
can really the volatility is back. So if you're a trader, you should be jumping for joy. If you're a long term holder, once these crashes happen, you know what to do.
That's it. Stack up, man. That's it. Add to the bags, and that's what I did, man. So, I'm pretty stoked about that. Hey, Mike Play, welcome to the chat. He said, "Sup, everyone." Amy Lives Crypto's in here. How you doing? Go check her channel out again. We always push things over to her way. She's family at this point. Definitely part of the Piper Academy crew. But with that, let's go ahead and get sound. How about now? There we go. How much did you guys miss? Did you guys miss the whole? How did I get muted? I should be back. I'll wait for the
So,
chat here.
so am I muted, or are we both muted, or
No,
how is that?
I think it was me. All of it. Good now.
Oh,
So
okay.
did you guys miss the whole market pulse? He said missed all of it. All right, cool. Sweet. let's go. We'll rehash the market pulse real quick. All right, over to the market pulse. Total crypto market cap is sitting at 2.16 trillion, which is up 11.6 or 11.16%. That's an increase over the last day. The total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is 97.39 billion, which makes for a negative 0.55%. The Bitcoin dominance is currently sitting at 56.52%, and it's an increase of 0.56%. So keep an eye on the Bitcoin dominance. One of the things I did mention is that over the last couple of days, I've been seeing that Bitcoin dominance kind of eke its way up. Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 43, which is neutral. Bitcoin is at $61,460, and that thing just changed live on me. But that's up 11.94% over 24 hours and down 5.57% over 7 days. Ethereum is sitting at $2,688, and that's up 15.31%. And it's down 16.04% over 7 days. So we have had quite a significant drop, but quite a nice bounce. And once we get over to the charts, we'll kind of look at Bitcoin and we'll see that, you know, it did respect some levels that we were looking at, but we've actually recovered a really, really important range. And we'll talk about that. And then frozen TradeFly with audio reboots. What is happening? Today is not the day. So you hear me, right?
I hear you. Yeah.
That is bananas. All right. I don't know why I'm having so many issues. Hey, go ahead and keep talking for me if you don't mind.
So basically, what I mean, you was talking about the levels. We could just, I know the Bitcoin chart like the back of my hand. I don't even really need to look at a chart right now. Bitcoin reclaimed that 59 to 60K level. So if we can hold this, going into the weekend, and the weekend, last weekend, a lot of people are probably a little bit scared because of what happened last weekend, but I think that might be covered up for the time being, so I don't expect any type of massive moves to come over the weekend. So I'm just looking to hold this 59, 59.5, 60K area, and we're back in the range. Like before the bull run even started, I said we're going to be in a huge ranges when it comes to the bull run, 10 to 12 to 14K ranges. And right now we're really like a, what's that, 60K to 72K, like a 10 to 12K range. So as long as we're in between this, we're just building momentum, consolidating. And if you zoom out on the chart, if you really zoom out maybe to like the weekly, you can see like we're kind of sort of in a bull flag or a bull pennant. Not sure which one it is, but it's a bullish structure nonetheless when you look at the Bitcoin chart zoomed out. So I am looking at that, and my target is 120. When we get there, I don't know, but I still think 120 is my target, not my top target, but I think that's a target. So from when we pass 100K, I think we're going to get a FOMO, up to about 110, 120, and then we'll get some type of correction. So really, that's really all I'm looking for is just to break out 72K. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all until we break out of this 72, 73K range. That's when alts will fly. That's when, the FOMO will start to kick in because I mean, we've been around all time highs for how long? Like we got into all time highs months ago. My friends and family, not really, that nobody's asking about it. So
Yeah.
now I'm thinking, okay, maybe once we hit 80, 90, 100K, and then, the mainstream media picks up on it, then the FOMO will start kicking in. And then we'll start getting those astronomical altcoin numbers that everybody's talking about. But until then, I'm just sitting back watching, and just watching us range.
My man came out with some big, lofty numbers. I bet people are going to be singing this song if it does hit it. You know it.
120. I'm telling you, that's my base case. 120 is my base case scenario.
My base case.
Yeah.
Well, if you
So I got my timing wrong. I said the end, like going into the fall. So I thought we were gonna pass 100K. So I got to retract that statement because I went against my prediction, my preparation over prediction. So now I'm retracting that statement, and I'm just
no
gonna
take backs. No take backs, man.
I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna let it play out the way it
We
wants to
got
play
it.
out.
We got it on recording, man. We're gonna hold it. I'm gonna make a short. FD White predicts 120 Bitcoin. I
I'm
got
just,
you,
hey,
man.
I'm reading the charts. I'm
I
letting the
got you.
charts tell me where it's going. So we'll see.
Right on, right on. Hey, Archbit, I don't know if you actually heard me, but I did say thank you for the super chat there. And one of the things that I was telling you is that what we do as some of the content creators, actually, we don't do the win Lambo anymore. We actually say win golf cart, and we send silly golf cart pictures around with AI. So like they have one design with like a jet. That's my golf cart. They have one with like an otter on it for Alex. So I'll see if I can get a hold of a couple of those and bring them to the show next time. But yeah, that's kind of our inside joke that we do. LBC in the house, Lunar Beaches, Crypto. How you doing, man? Welcome. Let's see some waves in the chat. Nikki B, how you doing? And French Toaster, hola, my friend. Who else we got in here? I think, oh, Alexander G, the best mod in the house. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so let's go over to, I think we were still on the market pulse there before I got all froze up. So next thing up is the economic calendar. So few things we got going on 13, 14, 15. We got PPI month over month, core inflation, inflation rate, retail sales, all that's coming out 13th, 14th, and 15th. Just keep an eye out on it. A couple days out, then you guys just make sure that you know there could be some volatility in the market. Keep an eye on the numbers, and that'll kind of drive you one way or another. So over to the crypto bubbles, it is green. It is very green, and things are up quite substantially. Pepe's up 20.9%. TII is up 24.2%. SOE is up 39.2%. SEI is up 26.4%. So I do remember requests for both SOE, and SEI. That was a request maybe like, I don't know, it's probably 4 or 5 days ago, and both of those are just full send right now. So looking good. Bubbles are all looking good. Ondo, I'd like to see that. I do have some Ondo. That's up 17.9%. Where's Cass in there? I gotta find Cass, man. That's one I always keep eye on. That's up 11%. It's looking good, man. All the way across the board. I like it. No red. That's a good day. Over to the liquidation heat map. So on the 3-day chart, liquidity has been cleared out. All right, all the way up. And I kind of talked about this. When it gets really dark up here, it's like they've been beaten into submission. Okay, so there's not really much more for the maker to go try to grab, which could lead potentially to a little bit of a pullback or a reversal. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm not going to sit here and predict that is what's going to happen, but keep that in the back of your mind. That's a very much a potential for a little bit of a cool off because there's just no more liquidity there. Now, that being said, you know, we can really still move just based on the trajectory of the move right now, right? We're moving pretty quick, and, you know, people are getting more bullish after the bounce. And again, we reclaimed a very, very important range. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at that. I got the Bitcoin chart pulled up. One of the things I did mention yesterday was this area right here. So we broke a range, right? We broke out. We came down, we retested, and what I was saying, it could maintain bullish structure up and right. Well, it did, and you come down to the prime oscillator, and you can see this will align with your RSI as well. That was moving up and right, so that was two things that I was taking note of. Now, what I was scared of, and I did say, full transparency, this was a no-no zone because we got underneath of the channel, we got underneath of the moving average. I wanted to see it break out before, you know, I would be more confident in the price action going up and right. It did. And another thing that I was talking about with this support range, this was like my first level. All right, this level with the 50-day on the, or not the 50-day, but the 50 SMA on the 4-hour was an area that I was looking for some kind of resistance, and then there was resistance above the resistance. Right, you had the dynamic reactor, the 200, you had everything up here, the value area low. All of that looks like it does want to act as resistance. Now that is a significant area. If we move over top of that, then I would be pretty confident that, like, hey, we're going to start coming up here and retesting the point of control again. So keep your eye on this, but we have a lot of resistance still in this area. Again, this would be like, for me, like if it was a short term or a scalp trade, what I would have done is, of course, we were calling the 50K thing. I would have rode that up from 50K. And what I added to was actually in hodl back. So I'm just saying short term, scalping, intraday kind of deal, swing trading, whatever you want to call it. So at about 50K, because that was our target area that we've been talking about on the show for months. Ask Eric Ballin Wallen because he's been watching it. I would have gone down to the bottom of this range here. And this is the range that I'm talking about. That's about a 19% move. You can't be mad at that. All right. So this support range, when I say it's a significant area, it goes all the way back to February. All right. Because we've been in this range, well, until we just dropped out of it, we've been in this range since February. And so you can see how many times we've come down to this range, retest it, retest it, retest it. And then, I mean, here we are again, back over it. So it's looking good right now. That's what you want to see. You want to get on top of this range and reestablish being inside of, the bigger range, right? There's always going to be things within other, like you'll have smaller ranges within a bigger range, yada, yada, yada. You guys are tracking on that stuff, not going to insult your intelligence, but you do want to reestablish that, right? We're regressing to the mean essentially. And that's why a lot of people like to do fixed range volume profiles, because then you can get an idea of what the top and the bottom side of those areas are, as well as the point of control. You'll see movement off of that. We actually made a play or a call off the point of control pretty recently, and we got a nice little rejection. So let's see here. Let's give you some numbers, right? I know that's why you guys like to watch. And so bottom side of this range right now is going to be at about 59.9, around 60,000. Keep a keen eye on that, okay? I think that's going to be a pretty important number right now. And it does have confluence with the 50 day or the 50 SMA on the 4-hour. So again, keep an eye on that as support, all right? That's what you want to see hold up. That would make you feel a lot more confident about this move kind of going up and right. So for me, as if you were intraday or scalping, right? Look for that, right? Look for a little bit of a pullback in this area and then look for that bounce, right? You're kind of looking for this and then maybe
So,
some
yeah,
move. What's up, man?
yeah. So that's exactly what I'm looking for right now. We blasted through that resistance. Now I'm looking for what you call it, the OC retest,
The OC
to come
retest,
back
man.
down
Yeah.
and then come back and pop back up. So
Yep.
that'll be my next long. I'm not gonna go too heavy on it, but that will be my next long for Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah, and I would co-sign on that for sure. Now, the one thing you do want to see here is you just want to ensure that the prime oscillator has an opportunity, right? Because we're getting overbought now, right? So you want to see it reset. All right. So it's no big deal for it to pull back. Don't get scared about that, because when you have moves that move very quickly, like you can see it get up here and just kind of get stagnant up here. That will happen sometimes, but you would like to see it stay up there or at least reset. So if you don't see that per se, what you might actually see is something that looks a little bit more like this and then kind of levels out, but it's still giving you that up and right trajectory, right? That's what you kind of want to see. All right. Kind of validates, the price action and your support and your resistance levels. It's one thing that I always keep an eye on. So again, right now, resistance, you're there. Okay. The levels that you're at are about 62.4, anywhere 61.7. And on up right here too, as well, is an area because you have confluence with the 100 SMA on the 4-hour as well. So again, just lots of resistance here, and this is where you got to be careful. Like, so you get stuck in these range. It's unfortunate that we do these shows, and a lot of times the move has been made. All right, so I can't be like, hey, right here, go long, because the move has been made, right? We got the bounce, we had to move up, and it happened really, really fast. All right, this was within an 8-hour period that you got that move up and right. So be a little careful. But again, I would say set an alert right here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that so you can see that. Hit the little clock. Very easy. Only once. Boom. Create. Bam. All right. So now we have an alert. When price action comes down here, I'll get an alert saying, hey, Dodo, look at the chart. And then we can see if it's an opportunity to go long. All right, so that is Bitcoin over the dual cam. Let me get back over to the chat here, see who is. Look at that. Well, we got some otters in the house too. Alex O, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a blessing having you on here. Retro Mike Tech, he's been steady Eddie here recently, man. I'm seeing him on the morning show. I'm seeing him on the evening show. So thank you for the support,
Yeah,
brother. Thank
I
you.
actually seen him in the Discord today too. We were
There
with
it is.
Piper. We were in the Discord together. Yeah.
Nice, man. So I love it. I love seeing it, man. We got another solid one on board. I really appreciate that. And of course, LBC. Go over, check him out. Again, he's gonna be coming over to the channel as well. I don't know when he's gonna do it, man. You guys need to hurry up. I keep saying you're gonna be here, and I'm still waiting. Clape the Greats in the chat. He said, "What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you as well, my man." Let's see. Dave P's in the chat and Buck. I've been seeing you a lot as well. So again, thank you guys for stopping by. That is appreciated. Let's see here. All right. In the chat, give me the first altcoin. First altcoin you got is what I'm going to do some TA on. What do you say? Oh, there you go. He already beat me to it. What are you thinking about ETH and Ondo? I think we've talked about ETH. We beat up ETH quite a bit. Let's look at Ondo. I haven't looked at Ondo in a bit. That's something I hold. That one got.
I know Ando by heart.
Yeah. Well, let's see if
You
we
know I know
align,
my
man.
Ando levels. I
Yeah,
know my Ando levels by heart, man.
let's take a look at Ondo because it got its butt whooped. All right, so it pulled down to it looks like about 50 cents here. 50 cent.
Are you
Shoot.
sharing your screen?
Oh yeah,
TradeFly?
I gotta get over there. There it is. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks. So let's go from range low to high and let's look at the fib. Let's start there. That's one of the things I usually like to do. Range low to high. So yeah, it fell. I mean, I'm not gonna say this was black swanish, but you know, it was a pretty significant pullback. Let's go on the daily here. And
That's such a good.
there wasn't I don't know, man. It just pulled back so hard, but really it wicked, right? So there was probably people that had limit orders, kind of like I had at Bitcoin sitting around 50 cents, and they just jumped on it. You can see the wick here. There's obviously buying pressure here. That's what that extended wick is. And then again, here, 50 cents is like that key area where somebody went in hard in the paint. And then it basically just
BlackRock.
bounced. What's up?
BlackRock.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's right. They did. They bought like $18 million worth. That's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, so that and what it did is look at this previous range here. So you had this previous range that goes back to about March all the way to May. All right, that's a long time to be in a range, and we've basically reestablished that range. All right, so I would say top side, if we're looking at that, zero point 0.5 is pretty key. That's at about 83 cents, or yeah, 83 cents. So that wouldn't be a bad move. You're at about 76 now, so let's go ahead and measure that out about here to there. That's about an 8% move, so it could be a decent little scalp. But I would say what I would be looking for. It's funny, like some of the arrows I already have up, but right here on your value area low, I believe. Yep, that's the value area low of your range of this previous range. I was looking for a little bit of a pullback and a bounce, OC retest up to the point of control and the 0.5. So you got confluence there with the point of control and the 0.5. So expect a little bit of a pullback. You could do a little DGen play, a little quick scalp of a 1 to 2% rejection there. You could look for that. But in terms of like price action, what I'm thinking here, let's just look at this. I mean, overall, I mean, a lot of people have the mindset like as long as it doesn't close under here, we should be good, right? It's kind of just keeping that range. So we'll see. I mean, if you look at it though, it gets a little scary. Like you almost could argue at some points there's some head and shoulders looks to this chart. But I think with BlackRock going hard in the paint, we're on the daily. We got oversold. We got a trend reversal here. We kept over the golden pocket, which has been such a significant area for a lot of these altcoins. I think personally, we're gonna hold this area, and that's just a personal thought. You know, I don't love predictions, but at the same time, I think Ondo is just one of those projects I'm still bullish on because it has BlackRock, you know, behind it. And if they're investing $18 million, you know, I'm not scared to invest a little bit of my money, and I did. I didn't put a whole lot in it, about 500, but still, just adding to the bags, right? When I saw an opportunity to DCA in, I took it. Came down the golden pocket. We got that wick, and I'll be honest, it wasn't because of golden pocket. I just saw it came down, and I looked to the left, and I was like, look, there's too much here. Like there's support, and then there's this resistance here. That's an opportunity for me. I just jumped on it pretty quick, to be honest with you. I like the price level. I like the price level, so that's really important. Come on the chart sometimes, identify those areas that you're cool with adding to the bags, and do it. You know, don't be scared to put those limit orders in advance. Let's see here. Let's see what we got in the chat, man. Let's see. Let's be honest. Popcat is all that matters. He knows.
Hey,
See?
I'm trying to tell
Retro
you.
Retro Mike knows. He's he's been here. Mark Dutch. Any
Bobcat
good
gonna get
singers
his
in
gas,
here?
man.
I can't sleep, so could use a good nice song. Well, I think Piano Matty B is the dude for that job. Let's see here. All right.
I know a couple TA guys that'll put you to sleep. I'm not gonna name
Yeah.
any names.
I hope
I
I'm
can
not
give you
that
their
dude.
channel though.
I hope
Oh
I'm not
no,
that
not you.
dude. All right, cool. Let's see. Alex O is asking for an injective. I gotta wrap it up here quick, but let's go ahead. We'll take a really quick look at injective. Let's see. Let's scroll. It's always funny when another content creator that does TA asks you to do TA on something.
You
Always,
know what? I just literally saw Alex O do injected TA. Maybe I think it was yesterday or the day before. So let's see if you guys align.
nah, we don't align. Let's see. Let's go. Let's take this macro. Let's go from pretty much bottom to top. You will see a level that I had previously. Like I love when you guys like look at my
Share your
TA,
screen one more time,
yeah,
TradeFly.
yeah, there I go. I'm snoozing today. All right, so check it out. The top and the bottom side of this range I had identified, right? So that kind of aligns with if we have a macro, like a fib retracement on the macro, you see the 618, it did try to hold up. You got a nice little bounce off of that, but then it hit the dynamic reactor. There was a lot of resistance up there around the 0.5, ultimately fell down. But this event right here, I mean, a lot of things fell a little bit deeper than we were expecting, but it fell to the bottom side of this range. So this is why it's important, like, to look at previous ranges and find where there is horizontal levels of support and resistance. And so at about 1436, I haven't looked at this chart in quite some time. I did also buy Injective, but that was because Blackie Chan told me to. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it came down to this range, right? This previous range, and it was the same thing that you could look for on Bitcoin. It was a previous range that we were expecting it to come down to, where liquidity was sitting. I would be willing to bet there was some liquidity sitting there for Injective as well. We did get a bounce, obviously, but now we have to fight with a little bit of resistance there where the golden pocket is in the top side of this range. So that for me is obviously going to be a no-no zone, but you have the prime oscillator starting to bend up and right, oversold. You got a trend reversal, and it's all sitting at resistance, right? So that leads me to believe that it has a good shot to break through this area at about 1876. I think it's going to make a break, but we have a lot of resistance to the top side. So would I be comfortable with going long in this position? Probably not. This was the better entry at about 14. That's super obvious to say, but you know, I wouldn't feel very comfortable when you're at resistance to go long. You want to see, like we just talked about, the OC retest. You want to get over top of that, especially if you're doing scalping. Now, if you have conviction and you believe in this long term, don't be scared. All right, don't be scared to think that you can make a play here and add to your bags. But if you're scalping or intraday, again, you want to see something where it comes down and then you look for that continuation up, and you want to see prime oscillator continue its up and right movement. But again, you got a lot of resistance up here, but I think it's very much in play to reestablish this range and then work its way up to $27.12. I think that's very, very realistic. As long as the market continues to trend, as long as you see Bitcoin consolidate and after it's made its move, that's okay, because a lot of times you will see the altcoins follow. Bitcoin makes a move, ETH makes a follow. This time it kind of was in unison that everything did move up and right, but if Bitcoin consolidates, that'll open the door up for these alts to start making their moves as well. So that was a couple quick little looks for Injective, but you know, we do it quick here. We got to wrap this up already because we try to keep it down to 30 minutes for you guys so you can get your little recap for the day, a little bit of TA for tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We really, really appreciate you guys coming for this episode. And if you enjoyed it, give us a like and subscribe. We would truly appreciate that. And FD, you got anything for the people on the way out?
Oh man, some of these altcoins are back at levels we haven't seen in since last year or early this year. So treat it as a gift and act accordingly.
Absolutely. Hey, special shout out to my man Matt C. Met him down in Nashville. We kicked it for a couple nights for sure. He's an awesome dude. So shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for stopping by. It is appreciated. And we are going to get out of here. We will see you Monday, hopefully. Hey, Alex, give me some of those pictures of those golf carts, man. I owe Arc Bit a couple pictures of the golf carts because he said win Lambo. And you know our thing, win golf cart. We're out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's